So as some of you know, I was turbocharged. I decided to turbocharge my base model Honda Civic R18 engine, and for about 8,000 miles it ran pretty darn good and I had a blast. However, one day while doing a wide open throttle pull, cylinder number 1 rod decided to bend on us during a 1-to-2 shift, which we ended up rebuilding that engine really affordably just to get the car running, since it is my daily driver. We threw in another rod from eBay, another factory rod and piston in cylinder number 1, and it's been running fantastic since that rebuild for about 10,000, 15,000 miles right now. So before going turbo on the second chapter in my life, we got to make sure that engine is doing good and the compression is good and it's healthy to put a turbocharger on it. Now, originally, we did a compression test before we ever installed the turbo, and the compression numbers looked great. I'll throw them on the screen right now. Now, keep in mind, I'm using different compression testers, so these numbers may be thrown off a little bit, but the original compression numbers of the original engine, never untouched, pretty much a virgin engine without ever being torn apart. These are the numbers. And today we are going to be doing another compression test with my personal compression tester that I picked up, and I'm curious to see, after 15,000 miles on this rebuild, how is this engine holding up? Are our compression numbers still within spec? Do they look good? Or are we looking at really big problems, and are we not going to be able to turbocharge the R18? Well, stay tuned, and towards the end of the video, you guys will see all the results. Alright guys, so this is the Civic, and looks pretty good. Pretty much what's going on with this car here is we're going to be turbocharging it again. In the springtime, I did a lot of mods on the existing turbo kit that we had, and I think we're ready to boost it again, make it a little bit more efficient, make it a little bit better. We got all the tools here. Let's get some lighting in here. Everything's hella expensive, and actually we need argon. We are low on argon. Cylinder 4. Second time. Cylinder 3. One more time, cylinder 3. Cylinder number 2. Battery's still good. Okay, one more time. Cylinder number 1. All right. So just wanted to summarize the results of all these compression ratios from the compression test, and this is what we got. Pretty consistent, but 2 and 3 are lower. I don't think this is a 10% difference, so I think we should be just fine. Overall, pretty happy with the results. So while I have the old spark plugs out, I think I'm just gonna put in my 2-step Colder NKG spark plugs, BKR 8EIX, and not only that they're 2 steps colder, which will help with heat dissipation with the turbocharger application that we will be putting on, they are also a tighter gap. The factory gap here is about 0.04, and these NKGs have a 0.03. So the gap between the electrode and the top head is tighter, which is better for boosted applications because it reduces the chance of ignition spark blowout, which again, when you're in boost and you're getting some hesitation and the car's not driving as it should, it's most likely, if all your other factors are good, such as fueling and air, it's this spark gets blown out from all the extra boost going into the cylinder. So that's something you want to consider. I'm going to throw these new ones back on and go from there. All right, so what do you guys think about the results? Drop your comments down below. Do these compression numbers look okay to you? Or is it weird that the two center cylinders are low on compression compared to the external ones? Does it mean something like a head gasket? Again, I checked the deck surfaces of the head and the block myself with whatever tools that I had, which the accuracy of that is very debatable, but the car doesn't burn oil that I've noticed. It's still just as good after 4,000 miles of driving it. I don't see any coolant contamination or coolant being low, so I don't think we're having any oil burning issues, coolant contamination with the oil or vice versa. So I think those cylinders are sealing up quite well. 1 and 4 seem to be high. Sometimes they say when your valve seals are leaking and you're getting some oil into the cylinders, that can raise compression up a little bit. But I don't know. I'll double check. I'll list other people's compression numbers here from this engine. Again, comparing it to the original compression test I did with another compression tester. Here you guys see the original top and current day compression test results. Since the car is running fine, I don't think this will be a big issue or of any concern, but we are just at, I'm taking the highest compression number and the lowest, and we are just about 9% difference in compression. And they say anything over 10% in difference in compression can be a signal of concern and something you may need to look into. So that kind of gets me worried, and we are where we are. So if you guys have any mechanical advice, if you guys think I'm okay, throw a thumbs up in the comments. If you think there is reason to be concerned and look into the engine before I decide to go turbo, drop those comments in as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video. On the next video, we got something planned. We got some new parts, and I think you guys are gonna like it. So stay tuned.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the